All right, Shalom. I want to start off as always by giving all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim, Rechaha Kodash. Daban is unto the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. I want to send much love unto the brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity. And I also want to send peace and blessings unto the believers of the hopeful elect. And as you can see, the title of this video is going to be 2 Corinthians 4, treasure in fragile clay jars. And I got this quote here from the title of this chapter, all right, which is treasure in fragile clay jars. And the treasure being this word, okay, this truth, this understanding. That's the treasure that we possess, all right? If you read Proverbs and other scriptures, all right, wisdom, this knowledge is compared to a treasure, all right? And the fragile clay jars is talking about us in these bodies, okay? These bodies that we have, they are the fragile clay jars, man, the weak, subject to sin and vanity and all kind of things, right? But yet, in the midst of these filthy bodies, right, in the midst of us, sinning and all the things that's wrong with us, man, the Lord gave us this treasure in the midst of this darkness, okay, which is a miracle, man. For us to have what we have is a miracle that we can't really put into words. Having this understanding by way of the Holy Spirit, right? So I want to get into this chapter here in the NLT. Try to do, a quick overview of this chapter, but very powerful chapter, man. And I pray that it's edifying to you brothers and sisters out there who may tune in or possibly come across this video. So starting here at verse 1, it says, "Therefore, since God in his mercy has given us this new way, we never give up," right? The Most High in his mercy, man. That's why we're here. Not because we're smart or we're tall or handsome or special or can run fast, jump high. No. We have this treasure because of the Most High's mercy. He chose to give us this from the foundation of the world, okay? So it's by the Most High's mercy, right? It says, since God, Yahweh, in his mercy has given us this new way, right? Which is not a new way, but it's a refreshed way. Because we once knew the Lord, right? But then we fell away, But the Lord brought us back to this refreshed way, right? Of the truth. And saying that he did such a wondrous act and bring you back to life, bring you back into the faith, Paul says we never give up. Because what the Most High has done for us, man, brother, we can't put it into words. We can't even fathom what the Lord did for us, man. Spiritually, he brought us back from the dead. Spiritually, bro. We was in the world completely lost, completely through, okay? No hope, no, faith. I mean, nothing. Just in America, or wherever you was in the world, trying to be something in this world, trying to measure up to what Esau has put out into this world. Pretty much lost, But the Most High, through his mercy, man, brought you out of that matrix. And so in return for this mercy that you have received, Paul says we never give up. And that should be your mentality, okay? Being in the truth is not easy, right? Preaching this word, doing what we do is not easy because the world around us is corrupt. is wicked. It's abominable. And it's a fight to have self-control in this world, man. It's a fight to, deny things, okay? Because the flesh want to indulge. The flesh want to get down into some lustful things, okay? These girls out here, money, the cars, the clothes, the fame going viral, being notarized and having some kind of, clout. Those things will tempt you, man. So you got to have some self-control, man, and just be thankful, all right? Be thankful, man. Never give up, okay? No matter what the Lord put you through, he does it for a reason, man. He does it for a reason, all right? We don't control our lives, right? We don't control our lives. Everything that we do in our lives, it was already written and planned out. Already, okay? All we're doing is fulfilling what the Lord has written in our lives. But we're hoping never to give up because of what the Most High did for us. That's the whole purpose, man, okay? It says, we reject all shameful deeds and underhanded methods. We don't try to trick anyone or distort the word of the Most High. And we're seeing this, man. We're seeing people being tricked, and we're seeing the word of the Lord being distorted by false prophets, okay? By men who are in the faith, so-called, for the wrong reasons. They're here for clout, they're here for money, they're here for the women, status, to be recognized, all the wrong reasons, okay? We come into the faith to draw nigh to the Most High through his son Yahushua. That's the whole purpose, man. To fear the Lord, keep his commandments. That's our duty. The Lord don't require nothing special of you, bro. None of us. He not requiring you to do some crazy thing. Fear the Lord, Yahweh. Keep his commandments. That's pleasing to the Most High, bro. It's just that simple. But the truth can become complicated once you start to do extra things outside of what the Most High wants you to do. Okay? But we're seeing guys out here who are tricking people and distorting the word of the Most High. They're not teaching the truth, man. You got some guys who are just bugged out, and then you got some guys who know the truth, but they rather teach lies for money's sake. As Paul said, the love of money, man. The love of money. The root of all evil. Make you do things unimaginable, okay? We see people in this world, man, who are chasing the dollar, who are chasing riches. They'll do whatever, P. Diddy, Jay-Z, all these guys, man. Okay, they just out here doing the most, okay, all for money. But those are worldly examples. But I'm just saying what money does to people, right? Casting them, all these freak offs is all related to money, man. Wickedness, right? But you got Hebrew Israelites who are distorting the word. That's scary. It says, we tell the truth about the Most High, and all who are honest know this, right? Those who are of the Most High, they hear the Most High words. Those who are not, they don't hear him. That's what Yahushua said. Those who know the truth, those who are of the elect, they're going to get the word. They're going to cleave to the truth, man. They're going to understand the MOTB. They're going to understand Cornelius and the Gentile subject in the New Testament. They're going to get this knowledge, man. We tell the truth about the Most High, and all who are honest know this. It says, if the good news we preach is hidden behind a veil, right? If this good news is hidden to someone, it is hidden only from people who are perishing, those who are in the dark, those who will ultimately be destroyed, okay? If they can't get this good news. Because somebody got to be telling the truth of the gospel, bro. Somebody got to be telling the truth. And those who can't get it, right? Paul said the hidden behind a veil is only hidden from people who are perishing, those who are going to be destroyed ultimately. Doesn't matter how many videos you do, you can scream till you're blue in the face. If it's not meant for you to get the good news of the gospel, it's going to be hidden from you. Verse 4 says, Satan, who is the god of this world, has blinded the minds of those who don't believe. Simple as that. Satan got you, man. He got your mind, okay? Blinded by a lie. Simple as that. You can't get the truth, man. It says, they are unable to see the glorious light of the good news. They don't understand this message about the glory of Hamashiach, who is the exact likeness of the Most High, meaning what he's the image of the Most High, right? It says, you see, we don't go around preaching about ourselves, right? Because this truth is not about us. Putting our names in the titles and, putting yourself on a flyer and all these things. No, it's not about promoting ourselves, man. It says, we preach that Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, is Lord, and we ourselves are your servants for Yahweh Shai's sake. That's what we do. We preach Yahweh Shai. The true servants are going to preach Yahweh Shai, the importance of Yahweh Shai, man. It says, for God who said, let there be light in the darkness, has made this light shine in our hearts, so we could know the glory of the Most High that is seen in the face of Yahweh Shai Hamashiach. So just as the Lord commanded light out of darkness with creation, he did that with us and bringing us out of the world. You was in darkness in the world until you came across this truth. You came across light, and light shined forth through you, man, by way of the word. Okay? It says, we now have this light shining in our hearts, but we ourselves are like fragile clay jars containing this great treasure, right? We in these weak bodies, man, who are subject to sin and vanity. But yet, we got this great treasure, this understanding. It says, this makes it clear that our great power is from the Most High, not from ourselves. So, when you see brothers, man, teaching and going in, that's all through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. It's not of us, okay? It's of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Plain and simple, okay? It says, we are pressed on every side by troubles, but we are not crushed. We are perplexed, but not driven to despair. So we're pressed on every side by troubles, going through things, right? In your daily lives, we got our own portion of hell, man. It says, but we are not crushed, okay? We're not consumed. We're not destroyed, right? The Lord makes sure that we don't get consumed, man, by the things that we go through if we be of the elect, right? It says we are hunted down, but never abandoned by the Most High. We get knocked down, but we are not destroyed. Through suffering, our bodies continue to share in the death of Yahushua, so that the life of Yahushua may also be seen in our bodies. So through catching hell, man, right? Through sufferings, we share with Yahushua in his suffering. And because we share in his suffering, we also get a chance to share the life of Yahushua. And it's seen through us when we preach the word and do things of the scriptures. That's Yahushua in, brothers. Okay? But if you're not suffering with Yahushua, you ain't getting no life of Yahushua in you, man. Paul said in 2 Timothy that if we suffer with Yahushua, we're also going to reign with him. So they go hand in hand, man. Nobody just going to, just scoot to the kingdom of heaven. No suffering, no loss, no pain, no. You're going to have some L's, okay, boy? You're going to have some L's on your. But guess what? You on your way to the kingdom, though. It's going to be hard, but you're going to make it if you're the elect. It says, yes, we live under constant danger of death because we serve Yahushua, so that the life of Yahushua will be evident in our dying bodies, right? Catching hell with suffering, so that Yahushua can shine forth through us, right? It says, so we live in the face of death, but this has resulted in life, but this has resulted in eternal life for you, right? So the men of the Lord catch hell and go through things, but when we preach the word of Yahushua, man, the word of Yahushua, it results in eternal life for the listeners, because they're going to believe it and come to the Lord, man. The elect is, that is, okay? The elect going to believe, right? So suffering is a part of this ministry, man. If you want Yahushua to shine forth through you and show his power, you will have to suffer, man. It says, but we continue to preach because we have the same kind of faith the psalmist had when he said, I believe in the Most High, so I spoke. We know that the Most High, who raised the Lord Yahushua, will also raise us with Yahushua and present us to himself together with you, right? We've been raised up spiritually, but it's going to be a physical resurrection of the dead. It says, all of this is for your benefit, and as God's grace reaches more and more people, there will be great thanksgiving, and the Most High will receive more and more glory, meaning more praise, right? That is why we never give up. Though our bodies are dying, our spirits are being renewed every day, right? Because through suffering, you learn, you pretty much get purged in the spirit. Okay, when you catch that hell, man, you're being purged of certain things, man. The Lord does that, okay? The Lord puts you in situations that's uncomfortable, but it's there to help you better yourself. The Most High knows you better than you, okay? You're going through things and you're complaining about it, not knowing that the Lord got you going through this to better yourself, man, to pretty much spare your life, okay? To pretty much spare you, man. Hoping that, hey, look, get this together, man. Get better with this, get better with that. That's what the Lord wants you for to do, okay? He wants you to get better, man, so that you can be renewed inside, right? It says, For our present troubles are small and won't last very long, right? The hell that we catching, man, there's an end to it, right? And we're close to that. We all see what's going on in the world. World War III, MOTB, riots, earthquakes, famines, pestilences. We're seeing everything. This won't last too much longer, man. Before you know it, that MOTB gonna be here, bro. And then World War III gonna happen. And that's gonna be it for captivity, man. It says, yet they produce for us a glory that vastly outweighs them and will last forever, right? So our troubles can't compare to the blessing we're gonna get. But because we suffer, the Lord gonna give us that, man. The kingdom, okay? Things that we can't even imagine. So you can't give up on that, man. It says, so we don't look at the troubles we can see now. Rather, we fix our gaze on things that cannot be seen. For the things we see now will soon be gone. But the things we cannot see will last forever. And that's the kingdom of heaven. Your focus should be fixed on the kingdom. That's what keeps you going, man. Keep your eyes on the prize, right? As Yahushua did, the author and finisher of our faith. It talks about how he despised the shame, right? Dealt with the hell. But he looked unto the glory that was waiting for him. That's how Yahushua got through the cross. All that suffering, man. All of the hell that he went through. He made it because of what was in front of him. He knew what he was about to receive. So he dealt with their present pain, man. That present suffering. He dealt with it. On that cross, bro. A lot. What was it, like 3 hours? Suffering, bleeding, badly beaten. Hell, all right? Hell. And when he said, it is finished, he meant that when he said that, bro. You better believe it. He said, but see, that's just a physical aspect of it. Bro, the sins of Israel came on him. All the sins of every Israelite came on him. Past sins, future sins. Okay? All that came on Yahushua. So who knows how he felt in the spirit, bro? The only time that he really cried out was when the Lord pretty much he removed himself from a Yahushua because of the sins of Israel came on him. And then Yahushua said, what? My God, why hast thou forsaken me? That's what he cried out, man, when he felt the Most High presence leave him. But the Lord, it was time to make that sacrifice, and the Most High went for the, have the sins on him. No. That was for Yahushua, the lamb. Right? He was a scapegoat. So he dealt with that, man. It was, trust brother, that was horrible. All right. That shit torture. Okay, that was torture, bro. He dealt with it because he knew what was in front of him. He knew, boy, I'm gonna get everything. And that should be our mentality, man. Brother, look, this ain't easy. You get plagued by demons, all kind of shit happen, You fall, it happened, brother. But guess what? You ain't the only one going through it. There's brothers and sisters all around the world catching hell, going through things, man. So I don't need to sit back and pout like your situation just, oh my God, which some brothers are going through some tough things. I'm not downplaying nobody here because shit, I got my own portion. But you should let that hell that you go through or those trials blind your vision, man. of the kingdom. Yes, you go through hell, man, but look for the kingdom of heaven, bro. Every day. Look forward to the prophecies. Look forward to the blessings and the promises. That what kept Yahushua going. So we should do the same, man. So I'll close out with that, bro. I pray it was edifying. Just a little quick overview of this chapter, man. One of my favorite chapters here, but I'm gonna close out here, man. I'll praise you, how about Shema Shabbat Shem Chakadash. Double honor to the apostle of the great millstone. Peace and blessing to the elect. Shalom.